privilege and the opportunity to come and serve our local government. Please bless this board and the decisions they make. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll have roll call. Let's see, Mr. Reed?
Here.
Ms. Lawson?
Here.
Mr. Webb?
Here.
Mr. Fry?
Here.
Chair is here, as well as our land use administrator, Ms. Woolitz, and our town attorney,
Hello.
Ms. Avery. All right, so item number 1 is the public hearing, Planning and Zoning Board recommendation to the town council for approval of ordinance 2025-04 that amends chapter 62 land development regulations of article 7 signs specifically. If Ms. Woolitz would like to,
We have to call
Give us
for
a background.
any ex parte communication.
oh, do we do that before? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep, straight down, right down the order.
Okay, I just saw your name there, so I thought it was.
Yep, that just means it's my item.
Oh, what's your item?
Yep, down here it says rule of my agenda item.
Okay, gotcha. So we will call for any disclosure of ex parte communication regarding this scenario. Anybody?
Well, my cats, but they're kind of.
They keep on the low, right? Any ex parte? No? Okay, none has been communicated, so we will go ahead and call for an opening of the public hearing. Motion to open the public hearing.
Make a motion to open it up.
We don't?
You can just declare it as the chair.
Oh, okay. Awesome. This is where I think rules change all the time. Okay, so we are calling for the opening of the public hearing. Now, Ms. Willis would like
Yes.
to please read the agenda item report and staff report for ordinance 2025-04.
Perfect. All right, so there's a copy of the ordinance that is attached to your packet as document 1.1. I shared with the town council information regarding the difficulties of our local businesses. We're having meeting Florida Building Code engineering requirements for sign permits within the town in an effort to protect the safety of our citizens and at the same time not overburden our local businesses. The council assigned me to review the code of several other municipalities and research what would need to be done to make changes or improvements to our code. I used the information gathered to present a solution to the council at a workshop and was asked to work with the town's legal counsel to present an updated version of this section of the code. During Christian's review, he realized that we needed to expand our freedoms within the sign ordinance with regards to artistic expression and for our citizens, as well as political signs. So those elements were added to the sign section of the land development regulations as well. Those updates were reviewed in a joint workshop on December 12th of 24. And the product of all those months of work is ordinance 2025-04. The recommendation is the Planning and Zoning Board recommend to the town council approval of ordinance 2025-04 to amend chapter 62 land development regulations, article 7 signs.
Thank you. So we will call for any public comments. None, no public present, so we will move to call for a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
So we need a motion to close it, but we don't.
That's right. Because it's already advertised as opening at 7 o'clock, so you can just declare that as the chair.
Gotcha.
Second.
Mr. Webb, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So do we get a chance to ask questions? Yes. before we approve or deny?
Zoning board action, that means you get to discuss and
Okay.
make a motion to approve.
So
or deny.
what
That's your action.
prompted this? What was the problem we were trying to solve with our sign?
So our building code says that we will meet Florida building code. Okay, so our land development regulations and our building code sections say we will meet Florida building code. Florida building code says every sign has to have engineering. You define your sign even as a sticker that someone puts on the outside of their building. So if someone puts a sticker with the name of their business in their window, I was having to require them to have an engineer draw plans as to how they would affix that to the side of their building. It was way too much overkill. So the provisions in the code, what the council asked for is if a sign is flat against the building and less than 36 square feet, then the business does not have to have engineering. They can just affix it with safety. Just like, remember a couple years ago when the council approved for people to be able to add 250 square feet of storage without having to have engineering? This is the same idea. So they set parameters on, you can add this much without engineering, but if you have to add more than that, then you have to go through the full building permit engineering process. Anything smaller than that, you can just go through a zoning review to make sure it's an allowable use where you're putting it. Is essentially, that's what prompted the start of this. And then through review, Christian and Avery's office through review realized we really didn't have an allowance for artistic expression and murals in our sign code. We did not have an allowance for political signs in our sign code, which is a constitutional protected right. So they felt it necessary for us to get documented what is allowed, what's not allowed. For example, profanity is not allowed, nudity is not allowed. Just to get some hard limits on paper and then some wider freedoms on paper as well, so it's easier to administer as we go through. But that's what prompted the start of it. We worked on it for over a year before it went through that workshop in December, and then we finally, worked through the ends of the language over the last few months and got us to this point. Ordinance 2025-04.
So this only pertains to a sign if it has the company name or logo on it, correct?
Anything, but no, sign is anything you put on your building. It can be words, it can be a picture, it can be what you consider art. It's all a sign. So there's a definition of sign. Sign means any structure, painted, printed material, or device which is erected, constructed, or maintained outside of enclosed buildings or structures for the purpose of display, information, advertisement, or attraction of the attention of persons, and includes, among others, posters, pictures, pictorial or reading matter, and any letter, word, model, device, representation used in the nature of advertisement, announcement, attraction, or direction. So to give an idea, if someone's fifth grader hung a poster on the outside of their building or house, that's a sign. And in our previous adaptation of this, they'd have to have engineered plans to put that there. So it was just too much. It was too much for our small town. It was too much for our small businesses. And the council asked for some revisions. A lot of what they changed is just cleaning up language and clarifying language. There are a few, like I said, sections where they added the exemption for the 32 square feet sign, allowing for murals and political signs. Those are bigger sections where things were added, but most of it is really just clearing up and clarifying language that we already had.
And we didn't make changes to section 62-418 regarding, it looks like it's mostly around the lit and flashing lights.
No, they still can't be flashing.
Okay.
There's still no flashing.
Yeah, 'cause I know that was
allowed.
a couple of years ago when we had.
Yeah, there's a few colors you can't use, like you can't use green and red because it could be seen as a green or red, like a street light. Emergency vehicle, so that your sign can't overhang into the right of way. All of that was already in there. Christian Avery's office just cleaned it up, made it easier. It was a lot of double negative talk. They just cleaned it up for ease of use and understanding.
Yeah.
It needed to be done.
So that needs to happen in a couple of sections.
Yes. Yes.
All right. All right, any other questions or comment from the board?
Who determines if the signs are non-conforming?
If it doesn't meet the requirements of the code, it is non-conforming.
You know what I'm saying? Who determines?
Who determines,
Really?
for me, I make a determination that Mr. Dale does enforcement. That's a code enforcement, issue.
And it's done through permits, so we're aware. of these.
It's done through permitting to put it up. It would be done through a code complaint for non-conforming to take down.
Okay. Like first.
Yeah.
Any other comments or discussion? All right, then we will entertain a motion to approve or deny the recommendation to the town council to adopt the changes to 2025.
I make,
Make a.
Motion to
I make
Approve or deny.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I second the motion.
okay. Ms. Austin, how do you go?
Yes.
Mr. Fry?
Yes.
Mr. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
And Chair votes yes. Awesome. All right, moving on to our regular meeting. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? No? Item number 3, the Planning and Zoning Board approval of minutes for the regular meeting held 4/1/2025.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Okay,
Second.
Mr. Webb, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we will entertain any comments from our public. Any comments from our board members?
Question,
Yes, ma'am.
do we have any kind of ordinance like for how a person keep their yard or anything like that?
We have a few things, can't create a nuisance, can't have, you can't make a junkyard, right? You can't have inoperable vehicles, you can't have trash and litter around your yard, things like that.
So like if somebody has some property and they don't keep it up and stuff like that, do we have anything?
If somebody calls and makes us aware of that or makes a code complaint, then we send Mr. Dale around to go take a look.
Okay. Please look call.
No, it's not that. It's just in case you know that if, everybody in that group, their yard cut and then one person don't, and they cut, break everything that's out their yard. Comes in the audience. I was just asking.
Snake?
Yeah. You know I am about to.
I know, you know
I do know there's something called Florida State, which means they will go metal, you can't make
But a bid's.
Oh, really?
They state ordinance, you can have it called Florida State. You keep treating the yard like other bushes, the towns cannot make them take it out, it's called Florida State.
Yeah.
Which is to help.
I don't
keep
think she's asking that they take them out, just
Keep them up.
maintain them.
Bushes that are.
Yeah.
Grass come in and out. I can loan them some cats to catch the grass for a certain fee.
Well, that's, that's what it all leads to. At night, it's grass and all that kind of stuff coming out, so.
Mr. Seta, I would suggest you leave a message for Mr. Dale
Okay,
and ask him to go around and take a look.
okay.
I do have a question.
Okay.
I did the new massage business on First Street not have come from us.
It was just a change of occupant, change of use. They did not create they didn't change anything on the outside. They just cleaned up. So if they had been And they were not a different type of business going in there. So if people do things that affect the outside of the building, according to Florida Building Code, if your occupancy is below a certain, there was a beauty salon in there before. This is categorized just like beauty salon, massage and facials. Same Florida Building Code category as beauty salon. And there was a beauty salon in there before. So if it's behind the nail salon. So if it's just a change of occupancy, so like, think Mr. Bobby's strip mall up there, when one business goes out and another business goes in, because nothing new is required on the outside, they don't have to do a whole site plan approval for you.
Okay.
But if it's something brand new being built, or a big change, then they have to come before you, like, Mr. Carroll Franklin. Like Mr. Carroll Franklin went from grocery store to potential storage and a storage lot. That's a whole change of use, not just a change of occupant.
An extensive restoration.
And outside, big outside things have to change.
Where's?
Right behind the old Patricia Ann's.
So that there's no more nail salon
Isn't
there?
that down here?
It's closer to the water tower from that. The nail salon is still there.
Location, you go around by the fire station, and you got the,
Used to
they
be.
used to have the 40,
But they moved. So the person who, she used to be in one of the hair salons, and she did back and neck massages, and then there was another person in Callahan who did facials and esthetician work, and they went into their own shop. And it's Miss Claire Wynn's little 3 separate units behind Patricia Ann's, the nail salon, 3 units, and then what used to be Boondocks Junction, they're going in one of those units.
I was thinking it was right there on US one.
No.
That massage girl used to be.
Yes, she used to be in one of those shops on US 1. Yes, she did. Mhm.
She was in Danielle.
Yes. Yes.
Alrighty, any other comments from our board?
I'll make a motion.
We're not ready to motion. Stop it. Stop skipping people, Skip.
So we'll hear from Arlene Hughes, administrator.
Don't forget Thursday night joint workshop, 6 p.m. The
Six.
first, there's one, yes, workshops are at 6. There's,
What is this regarding?
the council will have, they'll hear, their first item will be a review of the audit from last year. Item 2 and 3 involves you. One is Greenbriers bringing a minor modification to their HUD application. And we're talking about that in the joint workshop before you in June. And then the other item is the Regional Planning Council has invited the town to potentially take part in creating a vision plan for us. And I have some samples of vision plans that they've helped with recently for us to look through, see if there's any questions for Regional Planning Council, and then they will probably be at the June workshop. And then those are the only 2 items that concern you. So once those 2 items are over, you're welcome to go. There's 3 or 4 more things on the council's agenda,
When is
but nothing
the
involves.
vision? That's,
That will
next
be the next week.
yeah.
So 6 p.m., the chambers will be open to the public. They're doing a community input. Nassau County Planning is coming with their new vision plan. And then at the 7 p.m. council meeting, they will present their draft of the vision plan to the town council.
Okay. I was on the vision committee back in 2007, maybe 8, somewhere around here, and we did vision, Nassau County Vision 2025. Guess what? Yeah, it's 2025.
Yes.
We didn't quite reach our vision.
They're working on 2050 now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, that's-
Yes.
Anyway, it's very interesting. It's a very good opportunity for residents to get off of Facebook and from behind keyboards and come to the public and let their opinions be heard and known. So
Give real input.
I would encourage everybody to encourage anybody to do that.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I don't go towards Pine Street, so that's safe.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Willis?
No, not for me.
Ms. Avery, anything from you? No?
I don't have anything.
All righty. Thank Thank you.
Thank you.
Skip, it's
Now
your
you
turn.
get to make the motion to adjourn.
Motion.
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 Mr. Webb, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I agree.